Hey, how's it going? So I'm going to be taking a look at recent, perhaps not the most recent, but I will summarize some of the points that I like to make. But either way, I personally believe it happened perhaps about 6 months ago or so. It happened on 13th of April 2013. So it's about 6 months ago or so, just over 6 months. But either way, so 1.2 billion euros fine was given to Facebook, or currently known as Meta Company, as a result of EDBP binding decision. Information I'm looking at is European Data Protection Board, and European Data Protection Board decided to give Facebook a fine for the way how they are treating his users, how data that they are collecting, how they're treating that data, especially with the some of the incidents that have taken place about how governments overseeing some of the data. Snowden came forward and highlighted some of the issues about how governments are monitoring its users' online performance and what users are doing, what people are doing online. Governments, including U.S. in particular, monitoring everything, even NATO security countries, and how they're monitoring those countries, peoples living within those countries' data, and some of the tech companies out there, including Facebook, how they're collecting that data, and potentially after a request perhaps have been made, they can access all the data of the users, not necessarily limited to US, but that was US company, and US company was giving a fine of 1.2 billion by European Data Protection Board. I'm taking a look at this article that was published on 22nd of May in Brussels, following the EDPB binding dispute resolution decision on April 2033, Meta Platform Ireland Limited. So some of those tech companies, for some reason, they all have established within Ireland, right? We covered that already, where American companies would set up their headquarters in Ireland, and how Chinese companies are looking to set up their headquarters in Hungary. So this is what's happening, and everyone is very upset about it. But either way, so U.S. companies of that set up in Ireland was issued a 1.2 billion euros fine following its inquiry into its Facebook services by the Irish Data Protection Authority, Irish DPA. The fine, which is the largest general data protection rights fine ever, was imposed for Meta's transfer of personal users' data to US, one of the basic of standard contractual clause. CSCs since 16 July 2020. Furthermore, Meta has been ordered to bring its data transfers into compliance with general data protection rights. So it's been having done 1.2 billion, one of the largest, it's not if not the largest one. So how these companies, if anything, how those companies are looking to store their data instead of having two separate servers, perhaps, how we would structure those companies, right? We're storing users' data within Europe and processing that data. I'll finalize this video. I'll bring that point back in a minute. But for people out there who might be interested in collecting different users' data, you might take a look at some of the things happening within the industry and how you're looking to operate your business, if anything, how you're looking to store any data, right? So users' data, according to European Data Protection Board, should stay within Europe, right? Otherwise, for some reason, there's new businesses within US where you can purchase a whole lot of number of users' data, right? So we're starting new businesses, free market economics, as well as monitoring those users for some reason, and we do whatever we want with that data either way. So Europe decided to perhaps the users' data keep within Europe instead of sending all the data to US to be shared with all the whatever might ask for to sell that data, whichever way business might feel to use that data might be appropriate way of using that data, right? So whatever they're doing with that data. Andrea Violating, EDPB. Chair said that EDPB founded that Ireland's infringement is very serious since it concerns transfer that are systematic, repetitive, and continuous. Facebook has millions of users in Europe, so the volume of personal data transfer is massive. The unprecedented, I hate this word, fine is strong, so it's very big. This is what they say, very big. They don't know how to describe that. Fine is strong signal to organizations that serious infringements have far-reaching consequences. And if anything, they would like to send a message how some of those top tech giants are sharing that data. According to Snowden, they're sharing with everyone who might ask for that data, government institutions, right? And later, feel they would share whatever they want. They would spy on everyone if they want. It is binding decision of April 13, 2023 that EDPB instructed Ireland's DPA to amend its draft decisions and to improve fine on Meta Ireland given the seriousness of the infringement, and EDPB found that the starting point of calculation of the fine should be between 20% and 100% of application legal maximum. So they need to take it very seriously, as well as how they're storing, and once the data has been leaked, how are you gonna bring that data back? It's already been shared, right? Recently, 6 months ago, they have shared they potentially could share all the users' data. So I thought we covered this topic on 2018, right? I thought we covered everything. So now it's ongoing thing. We're still sharing all the information within those parties. Either way. Basically they ordered to bring all the data and the way how they're processing that data and sharing that data into compliance with the Chapter 5 General Data Protection by chasing the unlawful processing, including storage, in the US of personal data of European users transformed into violation of general data protection rights within 6 months after notification of Ireland's SAS financial decisions. So there's a lot of data. I don't know the processes and procedures, but it seems like they have to haven't already. We need to take it more seriously, I guess, the way how they're storing. If anything, nobody would care that much for as long as they wouldn't share that data with others or sell that data. Nobody would care if they would just store it. If they would just store it. If they would just store it, nobody would care. But what they're doing while storing it, that's a problem. That's a real problem. To beginning with, storing it, that's a starting point. How are they storing it? And from there, who can access that data? These people. They made some statements of there, but it's silly statements. So the people are there about freedom of whatever. Either way. The point what I was trying to make is that if some of those US companies, right? So this is what Europe is asking for US companies, technology companies to do. US companies is doing exactly the same to some of the other technology companies, including TikTok. They did exactly the same thing. They asked them to store all the data within US. So this is what's happening, right? So how either way, so US asking TikTok to store all the data and do not share that data with government institutions, and do not spy of any of the US citizens in China. So they asking exactly the same thing to do from TikTok. They're asking that. They store data and they're looking to agree. I think I have seen the court and some of the proceedings there with discussing perhaps storing all of its users' data within they were discussing storing it in Texas, right? So perhaps they can store all the data over there. But let's take a look at what's happening, right? So while the US is asking TikTok to store all the data perhaps within US, or if that's even an option, or perhaps limited access of collecting all the data, all of that has been addressed as well, or perhaps stopping of all the operations within US, right? Since why they would ask TikTok to stop all the operations? Because you cannot trust those organizations. You cannot trust because the US itself would prefer to spy on the large groups of individuals who are not necessarily limited to US. So if this is what the US is doing, right, and they would rather pay a fine, perhaps TikTok might do the same on its individuals. So this is what's becoming, right? So this is overall observation and how silly the situation is. Some of those tech giants and what they are actually doing with their data, selling, transferring, sharing, or are they doing whatever they feel is the right thing to do. If you're interested in learning more, I have published a course. Within this course, I'm sharing a lot of information of where to begin when developing yourself and developing skills. If you're looking to achieve your goals, what would be fundamental areas where to begin? I have identified 12 different areas where everyone should begin. In particular, just to mention a few, would be when setting goals and how to set goals, as well as management of your time. Some of the areas when it comes perhaps to finances, just to identify 3 different areas what I have covered within this course, but there's 12 in total. I have published this course in the different formats, as well as if you need further explanations or supervisions, if you need any assistance or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm looking to share this course with as many people as I possibly can. You can find it in the description below, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for watching. For people up there, if anything, just to perhaps summarize when it comes to how you would like to structure the way how you collecting your data, as well as perhaps if you're looking to expand your business worldwide, uh, there are some lessons. Like this is some people's being very painful lessons, I guess, but okay, so maybe well, it might be easier to manage your operations when you're structuring your business to have all that users' data and optimize your services based on all of your users' data, right? So that perhaps how it can look on the paper for as long as you, who is the other third parties who are liking to would like to access that data. Since of the new findings coming into effect about governments looking to access some of that data, that's a real issue. As well as if you're looking to structure data, your users' data, how you're collecting that data, as well as where you're storing that data. I would highly recommend taking a look at legal laws within different regions, reaching out to those organizations first, and trying to understand better how to collect and store that data within the about users for your company, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.